Book 3 contains the most exquisite preparations of the Almighty for the incarnation of the Word in Mary Most Holy, the circumstances accompanying this mystery, the exalted state in which the Blessed Mother was placed, her visit to Saint Elizabeth, and the sanctification of the Baptist, her return to Nazareth, and the memorable battle of the Virgin with Lucifer. Chapter 1. The Most High begins to prepare in Most Holy Mary the mystery of the Incarnation, the events of the 9 days preceding this mystery, especially the happenings of the first day. In order that her most faultless life might be to all an example of the highest holiness, the Most High had placed upon our Queen and Mistress the duties of a spouse of Saint Joseph, which was a position requiring more intercourse with her neighbors. The heavenly mistress, finding herself in this new estate, was filled with such exalted thoughts and sentiments in the fulfillment of her duties, and ordered all the activities of her life with such wisdom, that she was an object of admirable emulation to the angelic spirits, and an unparalleled example for men. Few knew her, and still fewer had intercourse with her, but these happy ones were so filled with that celestial influence of Mary, that with a wonderful joy, and with unwonted flights of spirit, they sought to express and manifest the light which illumined their hearts, and which they knew came from her. The most prudent queen was not unaware of these operations of the Most High, but neither was it yet time, nor would her most profound humility as yet consent to their becoming known to the world. She continually besought the Lord to hide them from men, to make all the favors of his right hand redound solely to his praise, and to permit her to be ignored and despised by all the mortals, in as far as his infinite goodness would not be offended thereby. These prayers were accepted by her divine spouse with great benignity, and his providence arranged all things in such a manner that the very light which incited men to proclaim her greatness at the same time caused them to be mute. Moved by divine power, they refrained from expressing their thoughts, inwardly praising the Lord for the light which they felt within themselves. Filled with marvel, they suspended their judgment, and leaving behind the creatures, they sought their Creator. Many turned from sin at the mere sight of her. Others amended their lives. All were affected at seeing her and experienced heavenly influences in their souls. But immediately they forgot the source of these influences, for if they could have remained in her presence or could have retained the memory of her image, and if God had not prevented it by a mystery, nothing would have been able to divert their attention from her, and all would have sought her without wavering. In such fruitful occupations, and in augmenting the gifts and graces from which all this good proceeded, our Queen, the spouse of Joseph, busied herself during the 6 months and 17 days which intervened between her espousal and the incarnation of the Word. I cannot pretend to refer even briefly to her great heroic acts of all the virtues, interior and exterior, to all her deeds of charity, humility, religion, and all her works of mercy, the alms and the benefactions, for this exceeds the power of the pen. The best I can do is to sum up and say that the Most High found in Most Holy Mary the fulfillment of all his pleasure and of his wishes, as far as is possible in the correspondence of a creature with its Creator. By her sanctity and merits, God felt himself, as it were, obliged and, according to our way of speaking, compelled to hasten his steps and extend the arms of his omnipotence to bring about the greatest of wonders conceivable in the world before or after, namely, the incarnation of the only begotten of the Father in the virginal womb of this lady. In order to proceed with a dignity befitting himself, God prepared Most Holy Mary in a singular manner during the 9 days immediately preceding this mystery, and allowed the river of his divinity to rush impetuously forth, to inundate the city of God with its floods. He communicated such great graces and gifts and favors that I am struck dumb by the perception of what has been made known to me concerning this miracle, and my loneliness is filled with dread at even the mention of what I understood. For the tongue, the pen, and all the faculties of a creature fall far below any possibility of revealing such incomprehensible sacraments. Therefore, I wish it to be understood that all I say here is only an insignificant shadow of the smallest part of these wonders and ineffable prodigies, which are not at all to be encompassed by our limited words, but only by the power divine, which I do not possess.